The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that,
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to US dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
You've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population. This place absolutely outshines it.
It's Thursday, the 16th day of July, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamel Hartman. How's everyone feeling today? It is Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday, Friday Junior. Yeah, it's the day before the end of the traditional work week. Hopefully everyone has had a productive and rewarding week so far. But how's everyone feeling? Has it been a good one? Are you we're one day closer to the next holiday, which is what so many people seem to live for. Kathy Sumner says, good morning, TDH and Jamel, and a great morning to you, Kathy. Always a pleasure having you in his house. Appreciate you very much. How's everyone feeling though? Hey, I watched the World Cup yesterday. Yeah, it was England and Argentina. And I think I told you all a story before about how I learned like different countries in the world because my mother knew I loved sports. And so that was her way of getting me to read. And I was always a great speller. If nothing else in school, I knew how to spell because I would always look at books. And like I said, look, not read. But anyway, but I learned so much about the world through sport. And I'll never forget, I was coaching about 15 years ago at Noel Village. And one of the parents said to me, pretty much, oh yeah, he learned so much about things with football because he doesn't just play, he goes to learn about the players and where they're from. And I always said that's what made football so beautiful is that you can get one team with like so many 10, 11, 12 different nationalities, if not more. And it's a great way for children who follow the sport to learn about where certain countries are and what they do. Why do I share all that? Because the Falklands, like England and Argentina's rivalry goes beyond the football pitch. And it's, some people wouldn't understand it if they just watch football, but you kind of get an idea of what real rivalries are when you get a understanding of the history. But I'd encourage people, look, yes, it's just sport, it's football, but if you want to learn about the world, there's nothing like the world's game to kind of just pick up on certain things that have happened between countries over time. But I hope you all are feeling very good, very good. Suzanne Ingham says, good morning, Jamel. It's a super awesome Sherry Day Eve. I woke this morning thinking it was Friday. Oh, you were hoping for a Friday, huh? Claire Warner says, good morning, Jamel. Good morning, Bermuda. Feeling great. Love to hear it. Love to hear it, Claire Warner. Kathy Sumner says, feeling great. We got Hedeline Stevenson Swan says, feeling blessed and thankful as today is Bruce and my 10th wedding anniversary. We are renewing our vows today. Congratulations. We love that. We love that. Everyone, for you guys. Honestly, it's nothing more beautiful than love. And I think I speak for everyone in the TDH community when we say happy anniversary, and may you be blessed with many, many, many more years of wedded and loving bliss. We've got Michelle White said England sabotaged their own game with the World Cup being on their side. This side of the world, it certainly has opened up the world. It opened up the world. It's been on this side of the world many times, but we had it in Brazil, we had it in Mexico, we had it in the U.S. I think Brazil, Mexico, and U.S. all in my lifetime. So it's the global game. But Suzanne Ingham, a happy birthday to you. We've got a birthday in his house, folks. Make sure you send birthday greetings to Suzanne Ingham. A very, very happy birthday to you. Wishing you many, many more years of great health and happiness. Happy birthday to you. Look at that. Birthdays and anniversaries on the Daily Hour. All right, folks. Well, look, greetings to you all, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Building a business while serving Bermuda. Well, Kenten Trott of Secure stops by to discuss his entrepreneurial journey and how he's helping Bermudians keep the island beautiful. So you don't want to miss this. The Daily Place is a Name That Place today. All right, name that place. And don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All righty. Well, folks, also Christmas in July. Do not forget, we've got Christmas in July coming up a bit later. So you don't want to miss what today's hashtag is. All right. We've got some winners already. This week we had Hedley and Stevenson Swan, we've had Aaron Smith, we've had Suzanne Ingham. Who will it be today? Will it be you? And I will say this, people can win multiple times. All right, you can win more than once. We have some more gifts coming up. A $200 grocery voucher to Linda's coming up. We have a gift bag from People's Pharmacy valued at $100. We've got more VIP car washes. We've got some more Bermuda trivia. So stay tuned. We've got some more giveaways to give you right up through the end of next week. Alrighty. Well, today, folks, we've got another important conversation to have. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Look, people elect governments with the expectation that actually, let me put the question up first. Let me put the question up. How do you believe government should build public support for major policy changes? How should government build public support for major policy changes? Well, I want you to follow along on our website, thedailyhour.com. You just scroll down to monologues, and I'll read from the monologue this morning. But people elect governments with the expectation that those they choose will govern on their behalf. They vote believing their concerns will be heard, that problems will be addressed, and that policies will improve their quality of life rather than make it more difficult. The challenge, of course, is that not everyone agrees on what government's priorities should be. Take the conversation around CARICOM. There are people who will never support Bermuda becoming a full member, regardless of the argument. But there are also people who aren't necessarily against the idea. They simply feel the government should first focus on what they see as more pressing issues like the cost of living, education, healthcare, housing, and crime. In their minds, if those issues were being addressed more effectively, they might be more open to having a conversation about CARICOM. Now, the same argument has been made about independence for years, right? Not everyone who opposes independence is uninformed or uneducated. Some simply believe Bermuda has bigger issues to solve first. Whether you agree with that position or not, it's a legitimate perspective that governments have to acknowledge. Now, the reality is that government will sometimes have to make decisions that aren't immediately popular if they believe they're in the country's long-term best interests. That's part of leadership. But here's where I think governments often get it wrong. They assume people will simply trust them. Instead of spending time educating the public, presenting evidence, explaining the tangible benefits, answering difficult questions, they often rely on slogans, emotion, or party messaging. The problem with that is that emotion is usually met with emotion. Facts tend to have a longer shelf life. They just do. So I want to switch gears to referendum stuff, because people have been calling for a referendum. And when people call for referendums, it sounds like the perfect democratic solution. Let the people decide, right? But Bermuda's history with referendums should also give us pause. In the 1990 referendum on the death penalty, voters supported retaining capital punishment. Yet, Parliament abolished it later. 1999, I believe, to be correct. And in the 1995 independence referendum, Bermudians voted overwhelmingly to remain a British overseas territory. Then let's not forget the most recent referendum on same-sex marriage and civil unions. Now, although the result was ultimately considered invalid because of low turnout and it didn't meet the legal threshold, a majority of those who did vote opposed both. Now, whether you agreed with those outcomes or not, they illustrate something important. People often vote based on values, emotions, personal experiences, and the information available to them at the time. That's the human in us. Which brings us back to today. If the government believes full CARICOM membership is in Bermuda's best interest, then the responsibility isn't on the public to simply accept that. The responsibility is on the government to clearly explain why. What are the measurable benefits? How does it improve the lives of Bermudians? How does it affect jobs, healthcare, education, trade, travel, and the economy? What are the risks? What protections are in place? Those are the conversations people want to have. Now, whether it's CARICOM, independence, healthcare reform, or any other major policy, I think governments build far more trust when they spend less time trying to persuade people emotionally and more time helping people understand the facts. There are racist people who exist who will never accept what some people are pushing for. But there are people, given the right information, whose minds may change. Question of the morning: how should government build support for major public policy changes? Think about that. We'll come back after this break and get into the conversation. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
All righty, folks, you see the question we're asking, and we'll ask you a poll question as well. But the question of the morning is, how should government build public support for major policy changes? And here's your poll for the morning. The poll is, should major national issues always go to a referendum? And I'm going to agree with Senator Fubler here. Misha Fubler says exactly. When had a referendum resulted in the public voting for change? I think people, this is another case where if you're tuned in right now, I need you to do one thing for me. Put your emotions aside. Put how you feel aside for a second. I also need you to make sure you hit somebody up and tell them tune in, because I think every Bermudian, the most racist white Bermudian, to the most conservative or liberal Bermudian, to the most uneducated or informed Bermudian, to the elitist black Bermudian, I want to say something right now. Be careful what you ask for. Because I'll give you this here. People call for referendums, and then when they don't get the result they want, right? Then what? Oh, well, the rights of people should never go to referendum. I agree. You see, you don't have to be loud to be effective. You don't. A lot of people who oppose maybe same-sex marriage or civil unions, they're not going to say it loudly, but they know their vote is private. when people feel bullied, they go quiet. So if people support CARICOM or independence, they're not going to say it loudly because they know what comes with it. Just think, yesterday, there was a white non-Bermudian who said under the post, oh, I guess Bermuda wants to end up like Jamaica and have their dollar valued at nothing. All I could think of, I just responded, yikes. And I don't write on like news stories. I don't entertain that stuff. I have my mic for that. But I just wrote, yikes. And then Dexter Smith, the former editor of the Royal Gazette, then wrote a comment. I was like, scaremongering. My question is, where are the Jamaican people in Bermuda speaking up about this? Let's be honest. Bermudians for years treated other people from different islands poorly. For years. But over the last decade or two, I think Bermudians are far more equal footing with their brothers and sisters from various islands. But to see someone, a non-Bermudian, married to a Bermudian, I believe, write something like that, I'm just like, where are the people to speak up against this? And that's my point. Those people will exist when it comes to CARICOM. We've got to accept that. But when we talk about a referendum, folks, just because those who maybe think differently from you don't speak up, don't mean they won't vote the opposite way. Personally, I don't think we should have a referendum on this. And there are people who've said, well, the government didn't mention this in their platform. No, they didn't. But you still knew the government you were voting for on the day. At the end of the day, ask government the questions you want answers to. And if they don't give them, you make your decision in the next election cycle. But I think the death penalty, Bermudians voted, 70-something percent, almost 80% in favor of keeping a death penalty. You know why we got rid of it? Go look. Or you want me to tell you? Because you wanted something. You all wanted the death penalty. Based on my reading, the British said, well, we don't have it, so you're not going to have it. You see, we can have it both ways. We can have it both ways. We can't want, in one breath, to do what we want to do, and then in the other breath, no, we can't do what we want to do, but not want to leave home. It's like a child, right? You grow up and you stay in your parents' house, but you don't want to follow the rules. Well, go out and get your own place. That's what I get like in Bermuda as a territory of the UK. And that's fine, but we're just not honest about it. Alrighty, folks, should government build public support for, how should the government build public support for major policy changes? Should they have town halls? Should they write green or white papers for you? Should they come on your doorstep and have conversations with each person? Should they advertise? Should we have a referendum? What route do you think the government should go? We've got Suzanne Ingham says, and I don't want to be forced into CARICOM because of government. I should have a say, be fully informed, and all the facts. Well, we were forced into the death penalty, Suzanne Ingham. We had a say. The death penalty, go back, it wasn't long ago, right? We had a say. And guess what? Within a decade, there was no more death penalty. So again, these arguments sound great, but they don't necessarily hold weight based on recent history. The elimination of the death penalty was forced on Bermudians who wanted to keep it. I'm not making this up. Michelle White says, And what is the ultimate directive of the CARICOM organization? We now hear that they are moving towards independence under the umbrella of reparations. I can't speak for CARICOM. But why don't we ask these questions when decisions are made on our behalf under Britain? I don't see CARICOM any different from being under the British umbrella, being the British Overseas Territory. So it's the exact same thing. It's just that we're used to one and not the other for some of us. And then for some, it's being under one set of people versus being tied to another set of people. Let's be real. It's pretty much the same thing. I think somebody told me, a pastor said, it's like going from one, I don't like this term, but going from one slave master to another. Instead of being enslaved by them, being enslaved by us. That's not my words or my thoughts, but that's what was shared with me yesterday. WKD Lama says, inform the public with accurate information by experts, then provide resources that the public can look at. Indeed, absolutely. Well, in fairness, the government has done that. They have had CARICOM conversations, and they have provided a white paper. So they kind of have done that, to be fair. And here's the thing. We can't really complain and say things haven't been said or done if we're not interested in engaging, right? We can't. All right, folks, here's the poll. Don't forget to answer the poll. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Should major national issues always go to a referendum? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you believe they should go to referendum? I already told you referendums have played very little role in doing, the will of the people in Bermuda. Independence, maybe. But see, here's the thing about independence. Former government minister said to me back in 2008, 2009, independence is not going to be a decision made by Bermudians, or Bermuda government. It's ultimately going to be if the British decide we have no use for this place. That's pretty much what it may come down to. We have no use for this place. So it's almost going to be like your parents kicking you out saying, no, you're an adult now. Go fend for yourself. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. We've got Charles H. Jefferson II says, a referendum without education is a waste of time. Let's take independence. Many have thoughts and opinions, but don't have the facts to support those thoughts and opinions. Education isn't checking a box. I agree, Charles. But as far as CARICOM, you may disagree with the level of education, but they kind of have tried to educate. They just probably haven't met people where they are. But I think it's all subjective, right? Michelle White says, not always, but build public support by providing information where it's in simple English for everyone to understand. So layman terms, pros and cons. We need all questions answered honestly. That's fair. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. We've got, Suzanne Ingham said, I did vote in the death penalty. I simply want all the facts before I vote on anything. That's subjective too. I mean, all the facts is subjective. What is all the facts? I mean, the government can honestly say they've given you answered all your questions in the white paper. And some people will say, well, I haven't read it. Some people will say, I've read it, but this didn't answer my question. Maybe they didn't put it in layman terms. I just think the government failed to meet people where they are with this. That's my perspective. I really do. Charles H. Jefferson II says, when it comes to permanent things like independence, I think a referendum should be held. CARICOM isn't as permanent, in my opinion. So you mean that if we join full CARICOM membership, we can leave? That's what you mean, Charles. How about the death penalty? Is that we can turn that back around? I don't think so. Not as long as we're under Mother Britain. We will do what Britain says. If Britain says they don't have the death penalty, then Bermuda won't have the death penalty. I think that's what people miss in a lot of this. Ms. Ellen Kate Horton says, we ought not to be afraid of independence. We fail to educate the people. It is interesting that Bermudians refuse to grow up. I agree, Ms. Horton. But I think that's on the leaders, right? I think Charles said the other day in the comments that we haven't had a premier since Alex Scott really have a serious discussion about it. I think that may be true. I think that may be true. Michelle White says, we learn about KISS in management. And for those who don't know what KISS means, I learned the rude way, keep it simple, stupid. yet we get info at high level. Break it down. I agree with you, Michelle. I agree. We've got Michael Daniels. Transformative policies should be led by the people along with the government. And then we've got Mark Office says, we had a say in the last election and the community voted for the present government. We voted for them to make decisions and run the country. And that's where I'm at, Mark. That's where I'm at. The referendum is the general election. To say that, well, they didn't mention this in their platform, act like you know and you've been paying attention who we voted for. This is who they are. And it goes back to what I said. Platforms are great, but we're not necessarily going to stick to them because other things will happen and come up, right? Look, I completely understand that people want a say, but we have a say. Under the current Westminster system, we have a say. And the truth is, if the UK government done what Bermuda government's doing, I don't think many people would be complaining, because I think it's about trust. And while the UK government may not have earned the trust, it's fair to say many feel like the Bermudian government has lost trust. But if the UK government said today, like they did push Bermuda to eliminate the death penalty, if they said today, we're going to end our relationship with Bermuda and other territories, you all will probably cry. But you're not going to go at them the way you would the Bermuda Progressive Labour Party or the government of Bermuda. If the UK government said today that, I believe all that the territories should form an alliance and join CARICOM in full membership, you'd probably cry and make noise, but you're not going to be angry at them like you are the Bermuda government. You see? Let's be honest. See, some of you are looking like, they would never do that. You really think? Here's what I was talking to one of my mentors yesterday. As humans have a tendency to use people, right? And when people are of no more use to them, they brush them aside, right? That's what countries and governments do. That's what they do. When they have no more use for you, they brush you aside. And Bermuda's sovereignty, I believe, like a former government minister told me, will come down to whether Britain feels they have use for Bermuda. That's it. All right, folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. We got a very special guest coming up, Kenten Trott. As far as the poll, excuse me. Allergic to myself this morning. Should major national issues always go to a referendum? Majority of you have said no. 75% said no. I agree. They should not. The referendum is the general election. I think referendums are an excuse for people when things are not going their way. Sorry, I do. When you vote for the Bermuda Progressive Labour Party, and if you understand the history of that party, although they're a far cry, according to what I read yesterday, from the party they used to be, that's the party for independence. When you vote for them, you should know that things like that may come up. And with these two comments on the discussion, some government ministers have clinics on Saturday morning, says Dorian. Take a half hour out of your time and question them about CARICOM and voice how you feel. I agree. Charles H. Jeffs II says, if the government was really serious about moving towards independence, they must first restore faith in government. The bottom line is the majority of the people don't have faith in the government of the day. I agree, Charles. I absolutely agree. Completely agree with you. All right, folks, let's show Titan Express and Secure some love. We'll give you the days of the year, take a break, and we'll come back with our very special guest of today. We've got Kenten Trott from Secure. Don't forget, it is Christmas in July. Find out if you are today's winner. The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural expressions, they set their standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you. Alrighty, folks, days of the year. It's cherry day. Man, I eat cherries like every day right now. Yeah, I wanted to eat some quickly before the show, but it happened too fast. But cherry day. Guinea pig appreciation day. I don't like rodents. My sister had like a hamster or something when we were young. It's fresh spinach day. But in the interest of Bermuda right now, it's World Snake Day. And I want to ask you all, just a yes or no question. Do you really think there's a snake in Bermuda right now? Yes or no? Do you really think there's a snake in Bermuda right now? Do you really think there's a snake? The government said they had credible reports that there was a snake in Bermuda. But and I'm not saying that they're wrong. I just want to know, what do they consider credible nowadays with the way people use it? Like, you can take a video from some other place, right, that looks like Bermuda, and then put a voiceover over it. Hey, bah, look at this snake up here from Southampton. Like, you can do those things, right? So I'm curious. I'm extremely curious if people think there's a real rattlesnake in Bermuda. But Adeline Stevenson Swan, the anniversary lady, says, LOL, yes. WKD Llama says, no snake. 911 Island Girl says, do human snakes count? Well, Dorian says, yes, I believe it was somebody's pet that escaped. Okay. Do you think it escaped or they let it out? They were like just tied up, finding mice to feed it. Charles H. Jeffs II says, unfortunately, I think there are many snakes in Bermuda, but they're walking on two legs. Oh my. Well, Mark Bean, the Honorable Mark Bean, did warn us about snakes in the grass many years ago within the PLP. That was over 15, 16 years ago. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, only at the aquarium, I think the snake from a credible witness is a distraction. A distraction from what? Manuela says, I was wondering how many reports they have had and when was the last report? Well, I think they said they're bringing in some dogs or something to help find the snake, dog sniffers. We've got golfers reported seeing it and maybe them by now. Okay. Well, I guess we want to trust the golfers. They don't drink on the golf course, so I'm sure they're in the right mind. All right, folks, let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this break, and we've got our very special guest, Kenten Trott, joining us from Secure. All right, stick with us.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Class of 2026. What's your next chapter? University overseas? Bermuda College? Or your first job? HSBC Bermuda can help you start strong.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Open an HSBC Bermuda bank account and receive a $100 gift card from a local retailer or Amazon.com. And every successful referral receives a $50 reward. Hurry! This limited time offer ends July 31st. Apply online at hsbc.bm/nextchapter, and within 2 business days, an HSBC team member will guide you through the final steps. Terms and conditions apply. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Firstly, this is the 19th year that we're supporting Cup Match. Cup Match is the event for Bermuda. I mean, when you look at all of the events across the calendar year, there is nothing more quintessentially Bermudian than Cup Match. Bermudians are known for our personalities. We are known for our socializing. We are known for our food. We are known for all of those things. And I think that is exactly what HSBC stands for. We've been here as a bank for many, many years. We are part of the Bermuda community. We want to continue to be part of the fabric of that community. The fact that HSBC is being involved in selection night is just extending the experience. It's not just about the 2 days. I think it's the first time we get to hear, who's going to be representing, and there's always some nice surprises that come out. I think we're going to see some nice new Colts come through this year, and I'm always excited when I see the young people come up. The longer we can extend the joy of Cup Match, then the better the summer is going to be.
All righty. Welcome back to the Big Show. Jamal Hartman here. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Don't forget, next Saturday, July 25th, 8 p.m. coverage begins of Cup Match Selection Night. This is the 4th year in a row. Bermuda Communications Group in partnership with Crimson Multimedia, sponsored by HSBC. Join myself, one half of the Voice of Summer, Jason Ford, and we've got former Cup Match legends, Stephen Otterbridge, formerly of Somerset, and former St. George's captain Lionel Titcan. They will be joining us to give analysis and commentary throughout the night. As the teams come in, we'll have people at the ground, Sancha and Larry and Rajay and Fully at the grounds. We'll also be taking it out to the big picnic Bermuda at Bars Park. So it'll be a night of fun. We'll be giving away tickets to the game. We'll be have a number of giveaways. So don't miss that night. If you've never watched Cup Match Selection Night, you are missing the best start to the holiday. Trust me, it is fun. It's engaging. Ask anyone who's tuned in before. It's a lot of banter. Obviously, St. George's fans have the best banter, but it's a great night. It's a great night. So make sure you put it in your calendar right now, 8 p.m., July 25th, 8 p.m., Cup Match Selection Night returns for the 4th year in a row, brought to you by HSBC and with Bermuda Communications Group in partnership. All you have to do to watch live is go to bcgtv.com, create an account, and you'll be able to watch it live on bcgtv.com. All right. Well, without further ado, got a very special guest today, sponsor, a partner of the show, Secure. It's been on the show a number of times for other things, but let's give a warm TDH welcome to our good friend and buddy, Kenten Trott. Brother Kenten, what's happening?
Good morning, Brother Jamal, TDH family, my beautiful Bermuda people. Morning, everybody.
I gotta ask you, man. You think there's really a snake?
As somebody said, there's a lot of snakes in Bermuda, but not A lot of them got a couple of legs. Genuinely speaking, I don't know. I watched the video a few times, and it's hard to tell because AI is so good now and so realistic. So it's hard to tell. I know we have one site in. I know somebody I saw a video circulating the other day. Another lady saw it scurrying the trees. So genuinely, I don't know. But the most important thing is not in St. George's. It's not in God's country. So it's all the way up the road. So hey, stay up there.
You know, I'll go up some. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me. If Somerset fans bought that snake up Somerset, cause a little something so that we can cancel the cup match. That's the only way they're going to keep the cup. There's a snake on the grounds and we can't find it. There you go. There's cup match and they get to keep That's the only way they're keeping the cup this year.
That could be true. That could be true.
Now, let me just be clear. Kenten and we are not friends in Eastern County, but we are cool with cup match. I want to say that.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
I'm not going to touch you on Connie. We're going to have a mature conversation today. I'm not going to touch you on Connie. See, David's pay over here. That's what I have no choice. But Kenten, thank you for doing this. This is long overdue. Long overdue because I often speak about families and people who get into business while they're working full-time jobs. I started my business when I had a full-time job and then went to another full-time job, and I built it to where it could sustain myself and others full-time. And some companies call us full-time. Now, you in particular, in your case, you know, you had a career in public service, right? You served the public, but you've also built this business. And I think the first question to ask you is, what inspired you to launch Secure? And what opportunities did you see in the market for a business like Secure? And for those who don't know, tell them a bit about what Secure is and what you do.
Okay. All right. Well, Secure, we do property management, we do waste management, we do residential, commercial trucking, we do landscaping, we do pressure water, we do a lot, as you know. So one of the things that actually encouraged me to get started is that I wanted to leave a legacy for my children. I wanted something that I could give to them. So obviously, as you guys know, I have a career in public service. I can't hand over my public service career to them, but I can hand over my business to them. I can show them, I can demonstrate to them. And it's actually awesome because they all enjoy doing stuff with me. Even last evening, I know we're not talking about Connie, but I was building a Connie spot last evening and my younger son was with me. He was helping me build. He was helping me take this stuff, bring the materials. He was helping me screw stuff in. So that's something that I can hand on to them. So that was one of the real catalysts for my business. And also opportunity. I got an opportunity back in 2019. Somebody contacted me and said, hey, look, man, I'm selling a business. I'm set about, for those that don't know, when you have trucks and stuff, you have to get permits and you have to do all sorts of things. He said, listen, I have a permit available. Or do you want to buy it? I said, yeah, you know what? Let me do it. So I bought the permit, started the business. The business was originally called Secure Trucking, Transport, and Trailering. Obviously, because it evolved to so many more things, I dropped the last part. So it's just called Secure. And I really realized that it was time and space for somebody to get professional, punctual, and reliable service. I mean, even to this day, I have customers that call me and say, hey, look, I tried this person, I tried that person. This person didn't show up. This didn't happen. I say, hey, next time, call me first. But I jokingly. And then they come back and say, hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being on time. Sometimes I message the people, hey, guys, just letting you know I'm outside. Sometimes I'm 10, 15 minutes early. But that's just the avenue that I saw, the opportunity that I saw to provide quality service to the people of Bermuda.
Indeed. And audience, if you have any questions or comments for Kenten, you can send them through. I love a great entrepreneur story. I really do. But let's talk about the balance. Like balance and entrepreneurship with a demanding career isn't easy. How were you able to manage both? And what lessons has the journey taught you about discipline, leadership, and time management?
Yeah, so that's always going to be the biggest challenge. I mean, for me personally, I have a wife, I have 3 beautiful children, and they are my number one priority. They are what means the world to me. So the hardest part is actually not balancing the career and the business, is making sure that they are always first, because I don't do any of this without them, or not. The only reason I do it is for them. So it's difficult. It means a lot of late nights. It means a lot of sacrifice. It means I might even be at the Connie game on Saturday and a call comes in and I got to step to the side, answer the call, deal with what I got to deal with. I might get another call from my regular employer, say, hey, this is going on. We need your guidance. We need your advice. So it's just about balance. It does take a lot of late nights. It does take a lot of sacrifice. And it just takes that drive. economics Craig Simmons always talks about it. Entrepreneurs are just a little bit crazy. And I realize that now. I'm just a little bit crazy because I have this drive. I'm up even sometimes, the children are asleep, my wife's asleep. I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning researching. I'm up doing invoices. I'm up doing things to better myself personally and then also my business as well. And having a great team. I mean, Secure is a family business. My mom, my dad, even my wife gets in sometimes. As I said, my children. I have a couple of part-time employees as well. So it's just a real family-oriented business. And that's how we succeed. I had to learn to delegate. I like to try to do everything myself. I like to try to, when you're a business owner, you want to do it.
Speak to the importance of that, because that was one of my greatest challenges. And I'm just honestly, folks, I'm blessed. I am lucky to have the business partners that I've had. I tell people, if you need people that are going to be very direct with you, very, very honest with you, but also tell you need to let a business can't grow if you don't let go. But speak to that important part that impacts so many of us. At the end of the day, I think that Kia O'Brien, she used to own Wild Wings Wednesday.
Yep.
And he said it, and it's a book I've read. I've shared it on the show before. I can't remember the name of it, but I've read it a number of times. But it speaks to the entrepreneur in you, and it's basically shares that you may be a great baker, right? You may be the best baker, the only baker, the head baker at a bakery, and you see the amount of money coming in the company, and you're like, well, I'm working for this person. I should go and do it for myself, right? And then you go and start your own bakery, and then you realize, oh, hold on, I have to do the accounting. I have to do the receivable and payable. I have to do the marketing. I have to do the HR. I have to do you understand it so much more than the skill set you have. But speak to as far as letting go and allowing people to help you in roles that they may be strong at.
Yeah, what I liken it to, and as I said, I'm a father. So what I liken it to is when you have your newborn baby, you don't want to let it go. You don't want it to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. You just want to hold it, love it, cuddle it, take care of it. But as the baby starts to get older, you have to realize that at some point that child's going to have to go to school. They're going to have to go to nursery. They're going to have to do something. So that's kind of how I liken it. Although you love your baby, if you don't allow that baby to go to another environment, they're never going to grow. And that's the same thing as your business. If you don't allow your business to go to another environment, if you don't allow other people to help, if you don't allow other people to do things for you, if you don't get the support, then it's never going to grow. But the most important thing is having quality and great support. If it wasn't for my dad, if it wasn't for my wife, it wasn't for my mom, it wasn't for the support of my family to grow this business, we wouldn't be where we are today. So it's really great. And, my dad, I give him kudos all the time. Secure, obviously, because I have such a demanding public career, oftentimes I'm like, hey, Daddy, gotta do this. Daddy, this is coming in. Daddy, can you handle this for me? Daddy. So it's a lot of things. Even my mom, yesterday, I was so busy, she had to run and go pay my payroll tax for me because it was 15th yesterday. So you know what I mean? So it's all of those types of things. My wife, she jumps in all the time. Sometimes if one of the helpers can't make it, I've got her lifting stuff. I've got her carrying stuff. Nails are broken before, sorry. But it's a real, you have to have a network of people that support you and support the vision in order for you to be successful.
Indeed, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Kenten, you can send them through. I'll get through as many as possible. Let's go back. Secure is really helping people keep Bermuda beautiful. I remember, I think I first learned it was kind of towards the end of the pandemic or something, and it was something to do with trash, and you were like, "Look, we're here to help people pick up trash." It was something around that. Tell people a bit about the services that Secure offers and the impact you're striving to make across the island.
Yeah, so one of the big things that you're talking about is actually waste management. And for me, it became a real, something that I couldn't stop thinking about. I'll never forget one day I was taking out my trash and I was, wheeling my bin up to the dumpster up the top, the area where you go to dump the trash. And the trash can bumped into something and fell down, and a rat came running out of my trash. And I had never had a rat before. I never seen a rat that close. I saw him at a distance. I saw him on TV, saw him when I went to New York. And I said, wow, we have to figure out how better to manage waste. And that's really one of the driving factors. And that's why, I support KBB, do a lot of stuff with them. Because as I was a child, man, I was afraid of KBB. Not in a negative way, but in a way that, hey, you're drinking something or you got something in your hand and it blows out the window, you better turn around and go get it. So we want to make sure that, because Bermuda is the most beautiful place in the world. I don't care what anybody says, I might be a little biased, I tell this to everybody I come into contact with. Bermuda's the most beautiful place in the world, but we have to keep it that way. We have to make sure that our paradise is remain beautiful. So we do all sorts of waste management. We do clean outs. We do post-construction clear outs. We do pre-construction stuff. Anything you need, we can do. And we're just a phone call away. You'd be surprised. People often call and say, hey, can you do this? I said, of course. I mean, I've taken down large garages, large sheds. We've done demolition projects. We've done things where people are having like community cleanups and they call and say, hey, can you do this for us? And I've done it. I had a lady call me the other day, said, listen, we got a little neighborhood thing going on. Can you guys help us? I said, of course. So I went, supported them, helped them out, removed some stuff. Actually, it was just up Southampton by where the snakes living right now. But but yeah, so just clearing out, and it's just such a satisfying feeling knowing that my customer base has grown, that they have confidence in me. I was just the other night, as you know, you have to juggle many hats as an entrepreneur. I was just the other night doing invoices, and I typed in one and I pressed send. I said, oh, whoa, that's invoice number 2000. So I've done 2,000 different types of services. And obviously some of them are repeat customers. Thank you to my repeat customers. And it's just amazing the journey we've been on. And we're just going to continue to grow. I started from one truck. Now we're growing to 2 trucks. It started with just me. It literally started right before the pandemic. 2019, we started. And it started with just me doing it as a side hustle. And now we've grown to have full-time employees, part-time employees. And we're trying to expand. We are expanding into different markets, which I'll announce soon. But yeah, so it's definitely a journey, and it's definitely, I love every aspect of it. And one of the biggest things is just seeing the joy on a customer's face when they're satisfied with your service. That is the biggest reward for me. Obviously the money as well, but the biggest reward is when people say thank you and they're happy with what you've done.
And we've got a few comments, but before we get to the audience, entrepreneurship comes with plenty of highs and lows, right? Speak to us about some of the biggest challenges you faced in building your business, and how did you overcome them?
So again, some of the biggest, I would say, is definitely delegating and letting go. It sounds like strange, but as I said, it's like a baby to you, man. It's your baby. You don't want to delegate. You don't want to let go. So I wanted to do everything. So, but the problem is with that, you get burnt out. If you're working a 40-hour week, and in my demanding public career, I do more than 40 hours a week. Plus I'm doing hours with my business. Plus I'm trying to manage the business. Plus I'm trying to grow the business. It just became so much. So actually delegating. And some of the other biggest challenges are, obviously I have trucks. So trucks break down, stuff happens. I'll never forget one day, man, both of my trucks broke down. It was the middle of the week. I was so busy doing stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to pack it in. But you just pull up your socks. You say, okay, cool, call the mechanic, got it sorted. Luckily, my brother has a mechanic business. So he got one truck sorted for me, had to order parts for the other one, got that sorted out. Thankfully, support of my dad. Thank you that my brother also has a business as well. So we rely on each other. I've got other associates that I deal with that I contact on a regular, hey, I can't do this, can you do that? So just having a network. So overcoming challenges requires you to have perseverance and dedication, and also the support of other people, because oftentimes you can't do it alone.
Let's go to the audience, Kenton. We've got Kanita says,
that's my mama. That's my mama.
Okay. I'm very proud of Kenton. He started his entrepreneurial journey at 10, selling snowballs in St. George's outside a warehouse shop. Love him as well. Speak to us about the snowball business. You didn't tell us about that.
Yeah. So when I was young, it was called King Bean Enterprises. It's closed down now. I just saw Mr. Bean the other day, and he supports me to this. He said, I'm so proud of you, boy. And thank you, Mama. Love you. Thank you for all your help and support. But yeah, so I was taking out, when people buy stuff in bulk, they need somebody to help carry it. I was a young fella. I just wanted to make a couple of bucks taking people's stuff out to their car. And he said, hey, look, man, I got a little snowball machine in the back. Do you want to sell some snowballs? He said, all you have to do is buy the syrup from me. You could use my electricity. He had ice as well. And he said, listen, all you need is to buy the syrup and the cups and the spoons from me, and the rest of the money is yours. So I just started selling snowballs right outside of, it was just up in St. George's by the community center. And I sell snowballs, and it was my first taste of entrepreneurship. And ever since then, I kind of put it, and this is one thing that I'm trying to do. Every young person I speak to, I try to encourage them to be an entrepreneur. And that's why I really appreciate, discussions with you, having Craig Simmons on the show, and all the people that are really pushing entrepreneurship. Because for a while, it was like, oh, go get a degree, go get a job, be happy for the rest of your life. But the true freedom is in entrepreneurship. So I kind of put on the side, but my dad's been an entrepreneur my whole life. My brother's been been an entrepreneur my whole life. Seeing my uncles and cousins. So it really, at 10, I did that. Then I started doing other little things. And then now at 2019, I said, you know what? I got to go back on this entrepreneurship journey and go from there. So excited and looking forward to more.
Indeed. We've got 911 Island Girl says, one of Kenton's middle school teachers. I am not the least bit surprised at his success and his drive. He's definitely worthy of our support.
Yes, thank you, Miss Sona.
And we've got Charles H. Jeffs II says, I've used Secure a few times and they live up to their mission of being professional, punctual, and reliable. As we all know, that's not the case with many in that industry. Thank you to Kenten and the team. Speak to us about that.
Thank you, Sir Charles.
It's something when many companies have slogans, but it's apparent that yours is more than just a slogan. Why is it so important to ensure that you back your slogan up in delivering the service you tell people you will?
One of the very important things for me is just being a man of your word. If I tell you, hey, I'm coming at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, just show up at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Half the battle is just showing up because, Bermudians have a reputation for being late. Some Bermudians have a reputation for not showing up. So I think that's a really big thing for me. And the professionalism is so critical. Like, we come dressed appropriately. Obviously, I'm moving trash, so I can't come in a suit to move trash sometimes. But we come dressed appropriately. We come with an image. We don't come. And oftentimes, we'll go into people's homes. We'll go into people's properties. We'll go into very intimate spaces for people. And we just wanted to people know that this is a professional company, that somebody's not scouting out your place, or somebody's not going to run back and say, oh, yeah, you know what the house looks like? Or, oh, yeah, they have a nice house. We don't do that. We maintain privacy, confidentiality, professionalism, and just being reliable. If you call me and you say, hey, look, can you come on this day? Or if you call me and say, hey, people know that if they send me a message or call, I'm going to be there. Sometimes we're really busy, so you got to wait a couple of days. But I just wanted that factor where, and people just have one call. Is nothing worse than people having to call around 4, 5, 6 times. You forget who you called. You forget the price they told you. When people call me, I say, hey, look, we can do it on this day. This is the price, and this is when we'll be there at this time. So I think that's a really big thing for me, and that we carry that on our backs every single day. And every member of my team knows that this is what we stand for. This is our motto. This is our aim. And this is what we want to do for our customers.
Indeed. We've got Karen Headley and Stevenson says, congratulations, Kenten.
Thank you so much.
Simmons says, I remember buying snowballs from Kenten after products in St. George's. I thought he looked familiar. He was shorter than me back then.
Thank you so much. That's funny.
I'm not sending a joke to on Karen. Nope, we're not doing that this morning. Dan says, yes, integrity is so vital. Customer service is paramount to business success. Congratulations on your new venture, says Michelle White. Charles H. Jeff II says, you're a great entrepreneur, Kenten, but we need you in public service career too, future BPS commissioner. I want to ask you, though, businesses have to constantly evolve, right? That's just the name of the game in the world we live in today. As far as expansion and how do you see Secure evolving over in the years to come?
Okay, well, to be honest, we have just recently been approved to go into the transportation sector. So we're actually going to be offering airport transportation services, got a limo service coming up soon. The vehicle's on the way now. So those are some of the avenues we want to go into, and we want to make sure to provide that quality service. I mean, I see people complaining, oh, it's hard to get a vehicle, it's hard to get to the airport, I don't want to be stuck at the airport. So that's actually something that I had applied for way back when. Different things took place, and finally now it's coming to life. So that's going to be something that we're going to be offering come late October. Another thing that we're offering is a service. It's called Boxed, BOXXED. And basically, we find that everybody knows when you're moving, it's stressful. You got to figure things out. You got to do stuff. You got to do all of this. And one of the things that I remember doing is having to go to different shops in Bermuda. Linda is probably one. Asking them, hey, you guys got any spare boxes out the back that I could use? Because I'm going to pack away my stuff. And that's an annoying thing because you got all different size boxes. If you pick up a box that used to have lettuce in it, your shirt is now going to smell like lettuce because you picked up the lettuce box. So it's those types of things. So we've actually started something now, which is also going to be launching in the near future, where you can just contact us and we will drop off reusable boxes. And that goes back to my thing about waste and waste management. We're giving people reusable containers to use use for a set price. We drop them off to you, you fill them up, you do whatever you have to do. If you want to move them in your car, you can move them in your car. If you want to ask us to move them, you can do that as well. And we'll drop them off to you, you use them. When you're done, we come back and pick them up from the new location. So it just makes it so much easier. They're stackable, they stack inside one another. Once you fill them up and put the lids on, they can stack on top of each other. You can actually seal them off with zip ties, you can label them. So all of that is coming very soon. So look out for that. It'll be on my social media posts as well. And it was just something that I said, well, so often people are like, oh yeah, I don't know what's in that box. You're writing with marker, you're trying to figure it out. So that's something that we're expanding. So those are the two areas we're going into in the very near future, as I said. So one will be launched in about end of August, and then the other one end of October.
All righty. Proud of my Mary Victoria Road neighbors.
Oh yeah, way back.
We've got Charles H. Jefferson II says, for the record, John Seymour showed us that you can pick up trash in a suit. I remember.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
That was the most confusing ad advertising. Well, Kenten, as we close it up, there are so many people, especially young people, who aspire to be entrepreneurs. They have ideas, but they haven't taken the leap. What advice would you give to those about starting a business while balancing other responsibilities?
What I would say is to take the leap. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Take the leap. You don't have to have everything in order. Some people want to cross every T and dot every I before they start it. Sometimes you just have to start. You say, okay, I've got these 3 things that I need. I really need 10, but I've got these 3. I can start with these 3 and just go for it. It's nothing more rewarding than having an entrepreneurship career. And being an entrepreneur, it's so freeing, and you get this satisfaction that is indescribable. So I would tell them, go for it. Obviously do your research, do your market research, realize what's needed, see what services that have to be provided here in Bermuda or wherever you are in the world, and just go for it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have every single thing lined up perfectly and ready to go. Just start.
Yeah, indeed. And Judith Welch has the same question in a different way. She said there are so many barriers to starting a business for a young person, getting a business account, card machines, tax ID numbers. What advice would you offer them? And let me add before you say that. I remember when we started BCG, getting a business account, just crazy difficult. We went from bank to bank and then finally got one. Tax IDs, and obviously we have our business registered both in Bermuda and the US. It's just a lot. And then when you have US citizens as business partners, it's so challenging. But speak to your experience.
One amazing place, and I know they've been out before, is BDC. They are very helpful. They give you advice. They give you information. Another thing, I've actually had people call me. I'm friendly with a few MPs. I'm on both sides of the house, and somebody called and said, "Hey, Kenten, somebody's interested in starting a business. Can you help them out?" I said, "No problem." They gave me a call. I said, "Oh, you need to do this, 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 and this, and here's the information for you." They called me back, and they let me know that, hey, I was able to get it started. Another thing, exciting announcement for everybody as well. We're actually Secure is gonna be having a community fun day. As you guys know, I'm a St. David's boy. I live in St. George's at the moment, but I'm an East boy. So we're actually going to have a community fun day on Saturday, the 22nd of August, down at Molly Play Playground. And if young budding entrepreneurs want to come there, we are going to have information for them so that they can start their business. It's actually going to, is no charge for anything. I'll be sending out more information as well on all my social media posts. But yeah, Saturday, the 22nd of August, 2026. And I just want to give back. So often it's like a back to school thing, but we want to be able to empower young people. There's going to be various other organizations there that can help. And, if you want to be a part of this, you want to be a part of that, and also just give you some guidance on starting a business. So if you can wait it then, awesome. If not, you can contact me directly. My contact information is on the show every day, but my contact information is there.
I don't know if you want to ask this, but this is a good take. It's almost like why they call one group immigrants and the other group expats. But Dorian asks a very interesting question. Why are blacks called entrepreneurs and whites called businessmen? I never thought of it like that.
I never thought of it like that either. But I'm an entrepreneur / businessman.
Thank you for bringing that to attention. Kenten, before you head out, I want to ask you, because we have some folks, Ms. Ellen Kate Horton, one of the most intelligent people ever, until the Somerset thing comes in the conversation.
Oh yes.
That Somerset thing. Then we got 9/11 Island Girl into out of water. Then we got Dorian. It's in the West. with all its cup match cousins. Now, let's settle something. Kenten, why do you believe St. George's is going to win our cup back this year?
So let me tell you a funny story, right? I actually have my blue Secure shirt ready today. I was ironing it and I have a hole. This is my brand new shirt. I have a hole in the armpit, so I couldn't wear it on the show. But I just want to remind people, the only colors that exist are blue and blue.
Yeah.
I know St. George is going to win the cup because at the end of the day, there are sometimes you have mountains. As with entrepreneurship, you have mountains, you have valleys. But St. George's Cricket Club is the best cricket club in the whole wide world. And for those Somerset folks, the only good thing in Somerset is the road that leads to St. George's. So as we end this discussion, I hope everybody has a beautiful cup match. I will be up at Somerset because I have to make sure that they don't do no skullduggery up there. So I'll be up at Somerset and St. George's as we come back to win the cup, as we're driving back down the road. Please don't soak these snakes on us. We just want to take the cup back home peacefully. Thank you very much, Somerset fans.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Love having a St. George's fan in the house.
Yes, of course.
Honestly, always a pleasure. I look forward to having you back. Probably later on in the year, because people need to learn how to dispose of Christmas trees, and Secure can help them do some stuff like that too.
All right, definitely. Thank you, Brother Jamal. Have a great day, TDH family.
All righty. Kenten Trott, folks, Secure. Folks, make sure you hit him up. That's a good brother right there. Cue the violins. You Somerset folks, man. What's with these red and blue hearts? They don't even look right. They don't even look right. I look, that's a good brother. He knows what it is. See, these blue hearts, it looks really good on the eye. It looks really good on the eye. I've got Jetty Eve says, now I need to take it back because Kenten is being delusional. What? Take what? Oh, she said she was beyond proud of her friend and boss. Continue to put God first and watch how you grow. Oh, you can't take those comments back, Jetty Eve. Yeah. Sherilyn Johnson says, congratulations, Kenten. She could have left the red and blue heart, but yeah, red hearts always look right. They just don't. They don't. That's archaic. Folks, let's take our final break. We're going to do the Christmas in July when we come back, and daily play as well. So do not go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be back in a few. In the meantime, if you're streaming with us online, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. And if you haven't been on our new website, go check it out. It's still being renovated, still being updated, but check it out. You can always watch the show on there as well. Stick with us.
Children love to play and have fun. And they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
Yeah, I don't got this. I'm gonna be fast at delivery on.
Oh, don't pay me enough for that,
Oh, no, sugar! Okay, who's the faster? Who's the faster than me? Talk to me. No more stress. Just sit back.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Bermuda, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal, especially when you can feed the whole family without stretching your wallet.
With the affordable Bermuda basket, you'll find savings on everyday staples like rice, chicken, corn, and more. Everything you need to make a good meal for less. Shop the Bermuda basket at Lindo's, Marketplace, the Garden Market, and the English Market. Visit costofliving.gov.bm to see the full list of goods and start planning your meals. This is a message from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit friesenbrook.bm to learn more.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to our good brother Kenten Trott for stopping by, conversation with him about Secure. Check Secure out, honestly. If you have any needs, look, a lot of you do stuff, take stuff up to your camps for cut match. You do camping, and you may have needs for them. If you're moving, if you need some furniture moves, anything, just reach out to Secure. You heard him. They're punctual, they're reliable, yeah, and they're professional. Yeah, you heard them. All right, folks. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to our partners, the BAC group of companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia. Various editions of the game, including Shoe Buy, the Summer Edition, and Cop Match Edition, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right. Are you ready? It's a Name That Place. Here we go. Audience, what is the capital of Scotland? You all are Googling. You are Googling. All right. Renee Sterling got it first. She said Glasgow, but it is Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh, as Nicole Walker said. Renee, you were fast, but not correct. Stacey Ann Brown, Edinburgh. I honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I thought it was Glasgow as well, but it is Edinburgh. It is Edinburgh. Not Glasgow. It's Edinburgh. It's not Aberdeen. It's Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh. Yep, you got it. You got it. I thought it was Glasgow, man. You answered first, Renee, but you weren't right. Yeah, I thought it was Glasgow. I would have said Glasgow as well. I was just thinking football, Glasgow Celtic, Glasgow Rangers, but it's Edinburgh. Yeah. All righty, folks. We got to do it. Hashtag the Daily Hour today. That's the hashtag. Hashtag the Daily Hour. Yeah. We'll give you another VIP car wash today. A VIP car wash. How's that? We'll give you a VIP car wash. But let's wrap it up. Look, I understand why people want a referendum. I get it. You want to feel as if you have a say. And you should have a say. You absolutely should have a say. And that's why general elections are so important. Here's the thing. We elect people to govern on our behalf. Part of governing on our behalf is to make decisions in the best interests of what we believe will make our lives better, or at least not hinder us from being able to improve our own lives. And at times that may mean governments may need to do things that are not popular. Everything a government does or needs to do isn't going to be popular. And they can't afford to necessarily wait to see how we feel emotionally about certain things. But the government has a responsibility to communicate effectively the messaging and educate and inform the people, whether popular or not, of why what they intend to do makes sense and in the best interest of the people for the short and long term. That's what I think needs to happen. As far as the conversation with Kenten, I greatly appreciate him. I really do. And I'll tell you all, man, entrepreneurship's not easy. I shared this with someone in private the other day, and as speaking of Kenten just now, it made me think of it. There's only one Black-owned media company in Bermuda, and that's Inter-Island Communications. Now, you all may say it's not a black and white thing and so on. When you say that, you're doing yourself a disservice as a Black person. It does matter. It mattered from the day we became integrated. This is not a Black against white people thing. I'm speaking directly to Black people today. We have a tendency not to support Black-owned businesses, not because they lack value or lack product or lack service or lack quality. We have a tendency to do that because we have this thing where we don't like to see others doing better than us. We would rather support strangers. Go to the Asian hair salon or nail salon or massage parlor or the grocery store from another. Again, this is not spreading hate. This is our reality. We don't support one another. And we've got to change that mentality. Now, let me be clear. I don't support a business because they're Black, white owned, or Asian owned. I support them because they have something I need. And business owners have a responsibility to fill the needs of people desires. Kenton's doing that. And I hope that if you have a need from his offerings, you reach out. Race shouldn't matter, but it does. It does. But only for Black people. We have a tendency to not support each other. I was working at an insurance company years ago in Bermuda, summer job. I learned then these companies work together. That's why I'm proud of the collaboration between Inter-Island Communications and Bermuda Communications Group. It's the only way that our businesses can succeed. All right, you've had enough of me. Let's ring this thing. Who's getting the VIP car wash today, courtesy of Auto Solutions? Here we go. Drum roll. Can it get timing perfect today? Angela John, congratulations. Are you related to Manuela John? There's two Johns in the audience. Congratulations to Angela, folks. Give us some love. She is today's winner. Angela, please send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com to collect your winnings. You are today's winner, VIP car wash at Auto Solutions, courtesy of Auto Solutions. All right, I've got to give you some daily inspiration and let you all go. Let's see. What are we going to leave you with today? What are we going to leave you with today? Here's one. And this is from my book, The Journey Within. It's available at People's Pharmacy, Bermuda Bookstore. I believe the Book Mart as well, but you can pick it up. And this quote right here is very simple. It disappoints me to no end when I see more potential in people than they see in themselves. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Do with that what you will, folks. We got to head out. So, on that note, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC group of companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical Wells, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we are able to pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again either tomorrow or Tuesday. Should we do a show tomorrow? I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.